It's my intention today to record a complete version of the song Walk Away Rene by the Left Bank as an example of how to do a recording session a proper way. And I'm just picking a cover song that a lot of people know, so it'll be familiar. And at these seminars that I want to do, I'll have people either play on these with me or I'll play on them myself, and I'll also have all the tracks recorded in case at the end of the day everything's not done. I can send people off with full versions of everything. So what I started with was the original record by the Left Bank. And a click track. The click track is actually to the exact beat as the song Walk Away Rene is. There's a function in Cubase, and I just discovered it, and it is called tempo detection. It actually analyzes the tempo of the song and makes a tempo map that is exactly like what the record is. So I'm going to play drums to that now. So that's what happens next. Alright, so I'm going to listen to this thing, see what it sounds like, see what we got. I've taken the click track out so that I don't have to hear it, but I could listen to it with the click track if I wanted. And there are separate drum tracks: kick drum, snare drum, 3 different tom-toms, hi-hat, left and right overhead cymbals, and a room mic just to pick up the room sound. Recorded a little hot, but not too bad. Listen to a little bit of it. There's our kick drum. We have an inside and an outside mic which make up that sound. We have a snare drum top mic and a bottom mic, which is really picking up more of the kick drum than I wanted right now, but I'm not going to worry about it. If I did, I would just move the mic closer to it and get another level on it. And the tom-toms seem to sound good. It's got a floor tom-tom here, comes up on a roll. Here comes the top one. Sounds good. The hi-hat is just there for reinforcement and for placement, because you can pan it the way it was to my left, and it will spice up the mix a little bit. The overhead mics, left and right, are just right behind my head, so they hear what I was hearing in the room. And that's really most of the drum sound. And then there's also this little mic stuck into the wall over here nearby, just to hear what it sounds like in the room. It actually sounds pretty good. So that combination makes up all the drums. Alright, so got the drums. The next thing I'm going to do is make a what I call a road map, where you go through and you get the different verses and stuff. I'll just do a little bit of this here. So we've already got the top labeled. This is a marker track over here at 0, which is where the count would begin. So we'll go through it here and just mark these accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the count I just marked there. The rest of them will go a little quicker. Just nice to know that you can go right back to the count if you have that. I guess you can see this from up here, Mr. Cameraman. And I mark the first verse, choruses, and so on. Here we go. Intro. First verse. and so on and so on. You can see what these look like. There you see the top, the count, the intro, the first verse. They all have their own coordinates, and you can quickly leaf through those things when you're recording. It really helps. So after the road map, I'm going to go in. I'm going to put. Not going to do the exact same arrangement as the left bank on this. I'm going to put an acoustic guitar track, probably two of them actually, double the same part, stereo mics, a bass part. I already have the drums, and then I'll do a couple of vocal tracks and see what it sounds like from there. They have a lot of strings on their arrangements. I'm just going to kind of do a guitar version of it. So we'll see what it sounds like. I'm going to put an acoustic guitar on it next, but first, before I do anything, I'm going to tune this thing up to standard tuning so that if you do any tuning in the computer afterwards, it will work. It works on standard pitch. So if you want your voice to be totally in tune, you can use pitch correction and it will go to the proper note. So tune the guitar and I'm going to do 2 acoustic guitar tracks next. Okay, so I'm all tuned up. Hopefully you will be able to see me with my fantastic camera angle here. I'm back at what I call my bass station because it's where the bass player usually is. But today I have it set up for acoustic guitar using 2 mics, one for the back part of the guitar and one for the front part of the guitar. And I hope I'm in the shot. Okay. All right. So acoustic guitar track number 1. Alright, and I may have to do something with that click track going at the end because it's best to stop that so it's not going boop, boop, boop. After you're trying to hit that last note, you'll hear it. You've heard it on many records, and you'll hear it again. But not on mine. Alright, this is called doubling. I just did the first acoustic guitar track all the way through. I'm going to do another one that I just kind of do at times to make the track get bigger and smaller, but it'll still sound like just a guitar player, really. So this is called doubling. Acoustics done for now, anyway. On to bass. Actually, on to vocals. Gonna do a lead vocal now. Get a good vocal in place to work around for the rest of the stuff. And let me find that track. I've already got it assigned to a fancy mic, and need to put my headphones in so I can hear them, and mute all the other ones in the house so they're not clicking away on the floor. And got my little handy dandy lyrics here with my iPad. Great program called On Song. So, give it a try here. Oh, actually, I better go back to the beginning of the song though. And when I I see the sign that points one way, the lot we used to pass by every day. Just walk away, Rene, you won't see me follow you back home. The empty sidewalks on my block are not the same. You're not to blame. Okay. Well, there's a harmony part for sure. Gonna record that too. Same mic, different track. And, you know, if I go back and hear something I don't like on this one, I'll fix it too while everything's still the same. Let's see. This is a pop filter. So when you go, pah, as a pop, da-da, it keeps it from exploding when you hear that. Diaphragm is very sensitive and keeps it from going later on. So that's what that thing is. This is a large diaphragm condenser mic, and it's run through a mic preamp, really nice one, and then from there to a peak limiter to squash anything down that gets really, really loud. It's also just a pleasant sound. Then it goes into the machine over there. Backup vocal. Just walk away, Rene, you won't see me follow you back home. This is the high one, so this really might take me a couple of them. I don't have a very good falsetto, but he'll help me out. The tape deck. Just walk away, Rene, you won't see me follow you back home. I had trouble finding the backup vocal on the "You're Not to Blame," the last line of the chorus, and what I did was check the tape over here that was running right alongside because they're synchronized, and found that it was "You're Not to Blame," which I'll try and sing and not sound like Julia Childs on the track, so we'll see. Also, what just happened, it usually happens right in the middle of a huge creativity spurt, is the computer crashed. Not enough RAM, not enough memory. This will happen to you a lot. Get tough about it and learn to hit the save button a lot, because that's the only thing that's going to save you, is save button. So I'm opening it back up and try it again. Okay, you heard about studio tricks. Well, that last harmony part is so high for me that it almost makes me gag. It's like an A or a B or something. Very, very high falsetto. So I'm going to go and to help it out, put a octave below that on another track that I can sing strongly. And hopefully between the two I'll be able to make something that I like. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'll be learning it. Just walk away, Rene, you won't see me follow you back home. Alright, vocals done. At this point I'm going to try and play bass. And I haven't really played bass on it yet, so we'll see what happens. Not bad for a first try, but I got to do it many more times before I can call it mine. Couldn't hear it either. Not loud enough for my old deaf ears. Alright, the light is really bad here because it's dark up here. I'm getting ready to play a guitar part, and it looks kind of psychedelic through this monitor here, but maybe you can see it. There's a little amplifier and some pedals that I use, and we'll see. This is a low budget deal. Here's my guitar, Firebird, Gibson Firebird. I'm going to just play a kind of a meat and potatoes track all the way through, then I think I'm going to go do the solo on another track on the same guitar. This mic over here to the left that I was using for vocals, I'm going to use for a room mic just to pick up the amp from 10 feet away. And then there was a mic right on the amp, so I'm going to use that to get the direct sound from that. With the bass, we ran straight into the board into a direct box through a compressor. With the guitar, we're going to use an amp, a real amp. There's plugins for all this too that you can get that sound just like different amplifiers. You may want to use those. I use them sometimes, but usually I'd rather just play my amp. Okay, that's what I'm going to try next. Well, that's a good way to find out that your capo is supposed to be on the 2nd fret. Ooh, bad. Half step away. Undo button. Bluesy. And because I said bluesy, I have to do it again because it's in the room mic. Alright, I think I got it. I think I got a good guitar track. We'll listen to that, see what else this thing has to have. It may be done. Alright. Sorry to keep changing the angle on the camera. It's, you know, doing this by myself. Solo. Let's see here. I'm going to go straight to the solo with those markers I was telling you about a while ago. And I should be a couple of bars in. So I'm doing a Glenn Campbell solo here, you know, like Galveston and all that sort of stuff, because I like it. At this point, everything is recorded. All the tracks are completed. The last two things I was working on were some percussion tracks. Let's see what we got. We got on this thing, the whole thing we got is a set of drums. We got some hand claps. We have some extra overdubs on the drum set. We have backup vocals. We have lead vocals. We have triangle, shaker, tambourine. Solos. 2 different solo tracks, actually 4 including the room, acoustic guitar, some bass. So it's all done and basically all blended together, and that basically is like again like a chef has to mix the ingredients. That's what you have to do with all these ingredients, is mix them into one stereo mix. So that's done. Basically it's a complete file now. I could listen to it for a couple days, see if I still like it. But this is basically what I would do at one of these seminars, is take you through doing an entire song like this. And at the end of the day, you would leave with a DVD with all these separate tracks that you could take home and use in your own software to play around with and hopefully learn something. So that's the plan.